The writing is on the walls, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to Ripple and XRP, and we are one of the only channels out there to highlight the significance of Ripple announcing a stablecoin project. Ultimately, it's my belief that the US is going to adopt the company Ripple as a unicorn company, just like Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Microsoft, some of the companies that already make the US the powerhouse that it is. Ripple is on a similar trajectory, and XRP is going to be a vital part of that master plan. We are going to be diving into all that in this video, as we now even have Treasury members talking about how stablecoins can essentially help the US maintain its dominance in regards to the world stage, but not only that, actually solve the colossal debt burden that the US currently has. This is absolutely a video not to miss, and I'm going to ask you guys to do me a massive favor, leave me a like and a comment. Let's try and get this video to 100,000 views and out to as many people as possible. And yes, even the XRP haters out there, I need your help also. Let me know in the comment section just how much you guys hate XRP. It really does help this content get to a broader audience. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into it, and let's start things off with a recent article that was written highlighting the role of stablecoins as they relate to the US dollar and the US. So here we have an article from the Wall Street Journal, and the title is "Crypto Could Save Off a US Debt Crisis." Ooh, what have we been saying for a while now? We've been saying that Ripple is going to become a unicorn stock. They're going to go public. They're going to become one of the largest stocks in the world, I believe, because of the role that they're going to play in regards to the global financial system. And of course, XRP is going to be the asset that essentially enables all of that, the XRP ledger. Not just that, we recently saw Ripple partner with Archax, a company who I'm very hopeful we can get the CEO on sometime soon. So do watch out for that. But the post here was actually from Mike Benz. So this is from Benz. The Treasury will reply to Saudi Arabia's ending of the petrodollar by heavily pushing crypto stablecoins like Tether and Circle. 3 days later, Wall Street Journal, full page spread. Treasury must promote crypto stablecoins like Tether and Circle to save us now. Now, he only said this 3 days ago. We've been saying this for a long time. We've been highlighting XRP due to the significance of the technical pattern that is setting up that we'll do a longer video on, because we actually had someone from the German stock exchange highlight the exact same thing and signal a 20x for XRP, which aligns with sort of where we think it's going. But we've been saying this for a hell of a long time. And the article says crypto could stave off a US debt crisis. It reads, stablecoins backed by dollars provide demand for US public debt and a way to keep up with China. So let's break that down a little bit. A lot of these stablecoins like Tether actually back their treasury with treasuries. So, i.e. debt issued by the government. Now, the problem that we're facing right now is nobody wants to buy that debt because of the amount of proliferation that we're seeing of it, and we're seeing companies unload and move to the likes of gold. Whereas if you can globalize the dollar to more of an accessible degree and create almost like a digitized euro dollar system with stable coins, which is essentially what it's going to be, and Ripple is going to be that, you can essentially, in a world where a lot of other currencies are inflating at a higher degree and are weaker, gain a lot of traction in regards to the US dollar via offering access to a stable coin that essentially is on your mobile phone globally. This is part of the globalists' agenda, in my opinion, and they cite Tether and Circle. And actually, I'm going to show you that both USDT dominance and USDC dominance, in my opinion, are going to be coming down significantly. One, because we're in a bull market, but two, also because you are going to see the rise of a new competitor, the dark horse, which is XRP, Ripple's stablecoin, which is coming very soon. It goes on to say, and we're reading the highlighted bits here, we might start by taking stablecoins seriously, according to the Treasury Department. So this is the Treasury themselves saying this. And DeFi Llama, a crypto analytics site, dollar-backed stablecoins are becoming an important net purchaser of US government debt. If fiat-backed dollar stablecoin issuers were a country, it would sit just outside the top 10 in countries holding treasuries. It goes on to say Their emergence as a mechanism for promoting the dollar couldn't be timelier. The US benefits from the dollar's status as the primary international reserve currency. Amongst the perks, cheap, reliable, etc., etc. It then goes on to say most stablecoins are held by investors in countries with weak economies and underlying institutions that are looking for better money, as Timothy G. Massad, a former chairman of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, so CFTC, recently described in a Brookings institutional research paper. Stablecoins are analogous to euro dollars, the offshore dollar denominated liabilities that turbocharge dollars preeminent during the Cold War. Promoting dollar-backed stablecoins would follow a well-trodden path and offer clear near-term benefits. There would be an immediate, durable increase in the demand for US debt, which would reduce the risk of a failed debt auctions. It then goes on to say partisan support in Congress and would help dramatically expand the use of digital dollars at a critical time. Boom, there you have it. It's not just us saying it here on this channel. We haven't been one of the people going down endless rabbit holes in regards to XRP since 2017. We're highlighting it because technically we see an absolute merit in it doing well. It's seeing a 2017-esque spike, and this potentially is the reason. And everything's very timely, certainly with the announce of Ripple's stable coin. I just want to sort of segue into a recent bill that's been passed through the House, and that is the House passes CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act. And it says the bill is straightforward. It halts unelected bureaucrats from issuing a central bank digital currency or CBDCs that would be detrimental to Americans' rights to financial privacy. So the question is, well, if not the Fed, if not the government, who's going to be issuing this stablecoin? And it is going to be, in my opinion, Ripple, a company that has fought very hard to be within the United States, that will go public eventually. They will ICO, they've already hinted on that, and that will ultimately become a unicorn stock of tomorrow, like Amazon, like Facebook, like these other ones that the US sort of has under its jurisdiction that it can essentially manipulate the world through. You're seeing where we're going with this. And now we have the likes of the Wall Street Journal, the Treasury, and others backing up our train of thought on all this. This was also a interesting tweet from Emin, who of course is the founder of AVAX Labs, somebody over at Avalanche, basically. An interesting blockchain, to say the least. Also utilizing these parallelized systems, just like Polkadot and many others out there. So stablecoins are one of the best things to come out of the cryptocurrency market, and they will help maintain the dominance of the dollar around the world. He also agrees. They just haven't. Nobody's made that Ripple connection. We've got the likes of all these people talking about Tether and Circle. Well, actually, do you not think it's detrimental for the United States to have the largest issuer of their currency in a stablecoin form be outside of the US and outside of their jurisdiction? Now, there could be events that come on the back end of all that. You know, we're really provoking some thoughts with this video. So it goes on to say, if the government allows its US private industry will dollarize, every country on the planet via stablecoins, and domestic stablecoin companies can buy all the debt we need to issue. If you had a Manhattan Project for US dollar hegemony to maintain, this would be the first starting idea. So you see exactly where we're going with all this. And I honestly believe that Ripple are the best position. We also have news in regards to the SEC lawsuit. Breaking, the SEC response to Ripple's letter regarding Terraform Labs consent judge. It appears the SEC is asking for a $102.6 million settlement, a huge change from $2 billion. Applying it to the $876.3 million in gross profits, the SEC here asks the court to disgorge, results in a much larger figure, a $102.6 million penalty, then the $10 million Sealy Ripple Institute on SEC response. So this, of course, is all in response to Terraform Labs. So people lost. Let me just explain how corrupt the SEC is in this whole thing. So many investors out there got burnt with Terra Luna. The only person benefiting from that is the SEC. who are, I think it's billions that they're actually claiming from Terraform Labs, which is insane. So not the people that got burnt, the SEC themselves, in the name of protecting the people that got burnt. Ay, ay, ay. The world is waking up. We're leading the charge here on this channel, and we want everybody on board for that journey. So we will do a price video in relation to what the guy from the German Stock Exchange said tomorrow or Wednesday. We haven't seen many people covering it. We still don't see people cottoning on to this idea of Ripple being a key enabler in regards to the United States' dominance around the world. What I want to do is show you guys why it's not going to be USDT or USDC. So this is the USDT chart. Now we have lower predictions for this to come to around about 1.3% of the overall market share. It currently sits at 5%. We'll see if it gets there. But that would indicate that it's going to lose ground in regards to the overall cryptocurrency market, which we know is going to happen naturally in a bull market. But also, to this degree, I think it's likely to come off the back end of a competitor being reintroduced. Maybe Circle, perhaps. Maybe USDC, you may ask. Well, let's take a look at USDC dominance. And that means we can rule them out. So we also think this is going to come down significantly. And that is going to be because you are going to see the rise of Ripple stablecoin, and you are going to see the favoritism of it all around the time that the lawsuit gets basically settled. XRP has already been deemed a non-security, and ultimately that is going to give rise to the next super company, which is going to be Ripple, that are already working with around 10 governments around the world to facilitate CBDCs, which essentially are just stablecoins. What I want to do now is love and leave you on a clip of Larry Fink. We had Augustus Carlson, who is the head of the IMF, coming out and saying we need entire change for the financial system. We need entire reform. We need an overhaul. We need new digital technology to essentially enable this. We've played this clip previously. We're going to play it once again. This is Larry Fink talking about why we need to build new infrastructure to essentially outgrow, i.e. he's talking about bring demand to get out of this debt crisis that the US is facing. And stablecoins are going to play a vital role in that, in my opinion, and Ripple is going to be a key player.
The IMF and the World Bank were created 80 years ago when banks, not markets, financed most things. Today, the financial world is flipped. The capital markets are the biggest source of private sector financing, and unlocking that money requires a different approach than the bank balance sheet model of yesterday. There's still a lot of work to be done, but reform over the past 8 months have resulted in billions of dollars of new dollars for the developing countries' infrastructure. That's what you saw last week with the announcement of the Investor Coalition. BlackRock, GIP, KKR, and other major firms will deploy $25 billion in Asia's emerging economies. In a way, it's an Indo-Pacific counterpoint to Italy's Mattei plan, which is helping African economies grow, and that's important. Every country in the world needs a growth strategy. But if I could convey one more important message today, it would be the countries that need growth most right now are not just emerging economies. Great economic powers, including the G7, are in fact on the list and need growth going forward. All of us are staring down a growth dilemma. Whether we solve it or not, it's a significant economic fork in the road for our countries. Today, the G7 average debt to GDP is 129%. No matter how much we tax, how much we cut or reduce that debt, it will not be enough. The only way we can achieve this future of growth is by truly growing out of it. But just growth is becoming more important because we need to be focusing on our fiscal health. It is also becoming much more difficult to achieve. Within 25 years, most of the G7 countries will be on demographic downslope. Working age population will decline. The ceiling on growth will get lower and lower. This is why building new infrastructure is critical, especially through public-private partnerships. Infrastructure investments is a counterforce to the high-debt, low-growth economies.
Public-private demand is a counterforce to the high debt. What is being spoken about there? How do stablecoins fit into all this? How does Ripple fit into all this? How does XRP fit into all this? Ladies and gentlemen, That is it from me. Let's get this video to 100,000 views. Do me a favor, do you a favor, and send this video about to whoever you think needs to hear it. Also, share it on social medias, smash that like button, leave a comment, and also you XRP haters out there, do the same thing. You don't need to leave a like because I know you would dislike the videos without even watching them or understanding any of the context that's involved in it, but you can leave the usual comments that you do. The hens are coming home to roost. The writing is on the wall when it comes to Ripple and XRP, and that is it from me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed presenting it. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. Have a fantastic day wherever you are and whatever it is you're doing, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next.